A discussion on agile software development is not complete unless we talk about the manifesto for agile software development, right? But before we go forward and discuss about the manifesto, let us take a step backward and understand what led to the manifesto at the first place. So, when we talk about agile software development, there are different thought process, different practices which are used in different kind of projects. We have seen that there are at least a dozen different kind of methodologies which are already in popularly used across different kind of projects in software industry and beyond. And all these kind of methodologies use different kind of practices, different kind of tools and techniques. So from where it all came, does it evolve and suddenly appeared someday? No, not at all. It evolved over a period of time, and different ideas from different thought leaders was incorporated a into a whole holistic framework which is now used in different kind of agile software projects. So I have presented over here a brief timeline to help you understand and appreciate how these ideas have been dispersed on a long horizon of about 3 decades. So let's begin. It all started in 1980s when IBM engineers started to talk about incremental development. In 1986, Barry Boehm started to discuss about the iterative approach of software development. These two things were new compared to the traditional waterfall model of software development. In 1988, the concept of time box was introduced. In 1992, the concept of dynamic duo or pair programming was introduced. And in the next year, in 1993, the idea of stand-up meetings was explained by Jim Coplian. These are different ideas which now we will study and at a single place, and we will talk about these ideas in coalition with each other. But this coalition, this smart move of using different kind of ideas together to create something which is actually working and wonderfully producing results in the software development industry is really remarkable to understand and to see. In the year 1993, Jeff Sutherland invented Scrum. So these are the different thought leaders, and there are many more. The entire timeline is available on Agile Alliance's website under the heading Agile Practice Timeline. You can go to the website and refer to the complete story, but the long story cut short, this is just to help you appreciate that these are the bits and pieces of Agile which we will learn together as a cohesive unit in the coming sessions. In the year 2001, 17 of these thought leaders, they came together, they started to brainstorm about what are the common features or common practices that needs to be adhered in any software development project to make sure that that project is a success. And then it culminated into a document which is popularly known as the Manifesto for Agile Software Development. We will talk about this manifesto in a while. Let us start to talk about the first part of the manifesto. The first part of the manifesto talks about the value practices. What are the different values that the software development team needs to be focusing on in a software development project? So based on their collective wisdom and collective knowledge of working on software projects and helping others execute software projects, they realize that these thought leaders realize that the teams should be focusing on the left hand side of these statements rather on the right hand side of these statements. So what are those? So let's look at these 4 statements. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, and responding to change over following a plan. These are very crisp and very powerful and insightful ideas. We will deep dive into these ideas in following sessions. But for now, let's move ahead and talk about what is written or what is hidden between the lines or behind the lines. So there are two things. The one thing is that the practices are written in a structure of X over Y. So these thought leaders prescribe that, hey, in an agile software project, you need to focus on X over Y, but they are not suggesting to completely discard Y in software projects, because completely discarding something is not going to help either. So it's a mindset of agility, the mindset of adapting the right thing in the right context, which is more important. Second thing which is hidden behind these lines are the need for having a value based perspective. So the need for ensuring that whatever you do in an agile software project should be decided based on only the governing principle of whether that decision is going to create value for the customer or not. If it is going to create value for the customer, then only it should be given a head start. So with this, let us switch our gears and move on to the principles of Agile. There are 12 principles of Agile which we will talk about briefly in the following slides. So these are the first three principles which talks about early and continuous delivery, ensuring that the development team is embracing change no matter when the change is coming, because whatever change the customer is requesting is actually for the benefit of the customer. It is going to help the customer improve their return on investment or gain some kind of competitive advantage over the competition. And that is why the software or the project is all about. And when we are talking about continuous delivery, we also need to be very particular about the duration of the delivery. It should be very short and very crisp. So these are the first three principles talking about how we need to deliver project in an agile context. The next three principles talks about working together in collaboration with the customer. So when we talk about collaboration, the collaboration should be on a daily basis, not on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or 6 monthly basis. It should be on daily basis, because on daily basis the ideas can emerge. On daily basis the thoughts can change. People can realize different requirements, and those requirements, when realized, should be conveyed to the right person for best results. Then the agile project should be designed around motivated individuals, and those individuals should be trusted upon to the highest extent possible. And while doing all these things, trust and collaboration, we also need to be very sure that whatever conversation we are doing, those conversations should be on face-to-face basis. Because when we talk to two person on a face-to-face basis, much more information emerges than when we use any other media of conversation. The, the next three principles talk about the importance of having or focusing on working software, the importance of maintaining a constant pace indefinitely, and on giving attention to the technical excellence. These are very powerful ideas. When we talk about working software, it is what the customer is paying for. Think about a laptop, or think about any kind of a product. When you are going to buy a product, you are paying for the product, not for the packaging. So the entire focus should be on beautifying and fulfilling the needs of the customer in the product itself. Similarly, this is not going to be a small sprint or a small project. The projects, if become successful, it is going to give rise to multiple new projects, and the team will get more projects, more agile projects to work upon. So the team should inculcate a discipline within themselves, a discipline to work effectively for an extended period of time. And that extended period can be the entire life also. This is a great idea which promotes the work-life balance in software development industry. Similarly, paying attention to the technical excellence helps the customer, helps the technical team to fulfill the customer requirement, the dynamic customer requirements, and by adopting the cutting edge technologies. When they are improving technically, they are also able to foresee the requirements and foresee the risks associated with the current technology, and they can mitigate it. So this is again going to add value to the customer and the product. Next, we need to have simplicity in whatever product we produce, because simplicity is the key to success. If you want to become successful, you need to have a simple and crisp idea of what we need to do, and that idea need to be conveyed to the development team. Whatever uh, level of uncertainty is there on on the requirement side or on the technology side, that should be drilled down to the minimum manageable chunk with concrete requirements. Then only the development could happen. And that is what the art of maximizing the work not done tells you all about. We need to rely on the teams who are self-organizing and empowered. So when we talk about uh, the people who are motivated and who are self-organized, then only we can expect the best possible results from them. And the last one talks about the need for team to reflect upon their own effectiveness. Whether or not we have the best of the best people from the industry, there is always a chance to improve. And with this spirit, the team should be working and reflecting upon their own work on a regular basis, so that throughout the project also they improve. So no matter where they started, no matter what is the starting point, ev- eventually the team evolves and produces the best result for the customer.